Hello there, my friends. Craig Light Ezra here. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the difference between DoorDash and Amazon Flex. The good, the bad, the differences. I have over 15,000 DoorDash deliveries, and I just crossed the 10,000 package delivery with Amazon Flex. So I've been doing it a while. Like most of you, I got started during the pandemic, lost my job on the Friday, everything closed down almost immediately. They saw the writing on the wall and they just fired everybody. So I was stuck in the middle of the pandemic without any income. I had just started doing DoorDash on the side. So I just started doing it full time. And since then, I just made gig work my full time career. And I love it because I don't have to have a job and my own boss. Now, I've added some income streams in addition to my gig work along the way, which we can talk about that later. But in this video, I really want to talk about the difference between DoorDash and Amazon Flex. Number one, you make way more money in Amazon Flex. You have to be a little more patient than you do with DoorDash. DoorDash, you just turn it on. Once you get offers, you just start deciding whether or not you want to take them. But when I started DoorDash, they were started at $5 for minimum pay for every run. And by the time I started doing Amazon Flex, it was down to $2. So number one, for a 3-hour period of time, a block, you're always going to get paid more with Amazon Flex than you will DoorDash. That's just a fact. I mean, I don't think if I could make $50 in 3 hours doing DoorDash, that would be lucky. And that could mean a heck of a lot of miles just for that $50. With Amazon, you're going to make $60 minimum for 3 hours work, and you're not going to drive nearly as far for a 3-hour block. 4-hour blocks are a little different, but basically it took me 6 hours to make $100 on DoorDash. It's more restaurants per capita in Toledo than pretty much anywhere in the country, or it's one of the top for sure. And it's a good place to deliver, but I just find that it's a lot easier to just go pick up your route, go drive for Amazon Flex, deliver the packages. You don't have to talk to another person. You don't have to wait for food. So there's a lot of wasted time in DoorDash where you don't really have any wasted time doing Amazon Flex, which for me mentally, that's a much better thing. The other advantage I like about Amazon is that there's many times, probably just in 2025 alone, I probably had 10, maybe 15 overbooks, which mean you go to the station, you do everything right, and they say, hey, we're overbooked. And boom, they send you home. And I usually don't do any blocks for Amazon Flex for less than $100, unless there's something I've got a tight window where I'm meeting some friends, or I've got a 3-hour period. I can kill 3 hours doing this. I may take a lower rate because of my schedule, not because it makes sense. Or if I got an overbook in the morning and I see a decent route at a decent time in the afternoon, I may take that for a little bit less than I normally would, but I never take base, that's for sure. And I'm out here, I was going to go out and do an Amazon Flex route today, but it's raining, and I saw they just hired a bunch of new people this is one downside to Amazon Flex is they do it this time of year, hire a bunch of more drivers, and they don't know what they're doing, so they automatically take base pay. We call them base heads, basically. And they just keep hitting that base number. They don't let the surge happen. If you don't know what that is, as it gets closer to the time of the route, the prices for your block will increase. With DoorDash, it's flat 2 rate, and then you're counting on, whatever tips. And they don't show you the tips right off the bat. You get an idea what it could be worth. Sometimes it could be more, but generally it's basically what the number says when you're door dashing. So the other thing I like, well, they both have instant pay. If you get the red card for DoorDash, you can get instant pay. With Amazon, it has the same thing they have an Amazon Flex card, or if you just attach it to your bank, you can do instant pay right afterwards for an Amazon Flex for 50 cents, I believe. But you basically can get paid right away, which is a great feature if you do a gig work. You don't have to wait to get your pay. But I also, generally for both of them though, I love the freedom that it gives you, and I love being my own boss. That's first and foremost. I owned and operated my own restaurant for 23 years. And I just like being my own boss. When I went to work for other people after I sold my restaurant, it wasn't so much fun, but I definitely enjoy doing both DoorDash and Amazon. I'm way more partial to Amazon Flex. If I'm out and I've got an hour to kill or something, I may turn on my DoorDash and make a couple bucks here and there. But basically these days I'm focused on Amazon Flex. So anyway, those are kind of the basic difference that I see. I just wanted to just throw that out there. Also, it is starting to get November, so it's getting close to the end of the year for tax time. And I put together a free guide that may help you think about some things you should be thinking about as you're getting ready to prepare for your taxes. So I thought it'd be a good time to introduce this guide. So in the link below this video, I'll have a link there that you can get my free guide. Just put your name and email address in there, and I'm going to send it right to your inbox and show you my guide, some things that I've learned after doing both. Taxes can be a tricky thing, and if you kind of know throughout the year what you're looking for to keep track of, I have some simple ways and simple methods in that guide for you to keep track of those expenses so that you can make full deductions. I also have a tutorial on how I use a particular mileage app that I found is very successful for me and helps me keep track of my miles. So if you like that guide, feel free to click on the link below. But those are just my thoughts on some of the differences between DoorDash and Amazon Flex. So with that, guys, have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.